All right, folks, we're going to get started here in a second. Let's get going here. All right. Let's go. Just unbelievable loss tonight. Let's go to PittsburghPenguins.com. And actually, what I should be able to do is the Penguins should be sending me an email here soon. But let's just get into it to start off, because obviously the Penguins were the better team tonight. And in hockey, that happens. The better team loses. Tristan Jarry, I don't want to hear it, man, because this fan base, the Pittsburgh Penguins fan base, could not wait to blame Marc-Andre Fleury years ago, and especially Matt Murray when he was playing good or when he wasn't playing good. This fan base blamed the goalie for everything. And all year I've been saying, Tristan Jarry, if you look at the metrics, he's still not playing like a number one goalie. I don't want to hear it, man. The first goal he gave up tonight, soft. The second goal, that's on Dumoulin. That's a terrible turnover, and we're going to get into that as well. But that game winner, he literally handed them the game. That's on him. And if you're not blaming Tristan Jarry, then I have to question your motives. What are you gaining by protecting him? He's a big boy. He can take it. He's the number one goalie playing for a team that was trying to win a Stanley Cup championship. And he has been outperformed by his competition by miles. Look at this game. Look at this game tonight. The Penguins had an 80% chance of winning this game. And they lost. And it's just embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for them to do that. And like I said, I would question anyone out there. He said, my comment, pain. I would question anyone's motives out there as to why they wouldn't want to blame Tristan Jarry for that game. Because it's just, like I said, he literally handed it to them. He handed them the game. Embarrassing. Let me see here. I don't think people realize how important goaltending is. 2016-2017 teams were absolutely dominant, and still both goalies were over a .920 save percentage to still barely win a couple series. That's a great point. And the 2016 team, I would argue, was the best Penguins team of all time. Even better than the teams that had Mario and Yager and Francis. That 2016 team steamrolled everyone other than Tampa Bay. San Jose, the Caps, the Rangers, Steamrolled them. Tampa Bay gave them a great series, and that was one of the most enjoyable series I remember watching. But, I mean, you know, Matt Murray gave them competent goaltending. Here's the thing. Matt Murray sucked ass, right? The last year, he sucked ass. And everybody shit on him. And deservingly so. But Matt Murray at least got himself into a position where we were like, hey, this guy's earned the number one spot. My comment is not polite. Matt Murray, I mean, here's the thing. Matt Murray, in 2017, Matt Murray gave the Penguins the best goaltending postseason performance in franchise history. That's undisputable. .937 save percentage with 3 shutouts. Jarry has not done anything. Tristan Jarry has not done anything. He played really good hockey for half a season last year. And the Penguins put all their eggs in his basket. They were like, we're all in. Tristan Jarry, unproven number one goalie. And this is what happens. And, you know, some of it was bad luck. I mean, they should have scored more goals tonight. Their expected goal scoring tonight was insane. This reminds me so much of that Tampa series. The Penguins would fight their ass off to get a goal, and Tampa would come down and score almost instantly. Difference is Murray still did play great. Tampa wasn't scoring bad goals. Yeah, these are bad goals. So we're going to go into, so the first goal, right? And I put this on Twitter. The first goal, let's pull this up. For everyone blaming Chris Letang, by the guy at the board, right there, right? On the first goal. This pinch right here. This is covered. This is covered right here. Jake Guentzel has Chris Letang covered. If you've ever played hockey at any level, you will understand that this is fine. You got the point covered. He's going to make the outlet pass right here. Now what happens here, and what really hurt this play, Brian Dumoulin, Brian Dumoulin should have been on his heels coming back. He should have been already by the blue line right now, especially when he saw Letang pinch up. Everyone likes to blame Chris Letang for everything. I know. You hate Chris Letang. We fucking get it. But Letang was covered. And Brian Dumoulin saw, okay, so Letang pinched and Jake Guentzel's back. Why the hell would you make this play? But going even forward, everything here is fine. Crosby's on the back check. Dumoulin's on a back check. And Jake's right here. Jake makes a terrible play here, by the way. That's terrible by Jake. The only area you couldn't give him was over here. And Jake went for a hit and did a flyby, okay? But even here, I mean, that's horrible. That's a horrible goal to give up. You're getting back checked, so he can't go this way. He's not going to come in. All you had to do was take this away right here. That's all you had to do. Soft. Soft goal. Soft goal. Guess it's time to go to Marc-Andre Hockey's DB page and cry. Dumo also hasn't had a weak play along the boards on the second goal. Stick was lifted easy. Dude, I am so tired of Brian Dumoulin. Dumoulin's the number one. I love Brian Dumoulin. I was actually going to make a video for the page coming up where I was going to say Brian Dumoulin's probably one of the most underrated players in the league. And Jesse Marshall has pointed that out. But Dumoulin was bad tonight. Because here's the thing. His metrics were great. But if we go back to Game 4, everybody shitted on Chris Letang for a few mistakes. All of Letang's mistakes are highlighted with a highlighter by this fan base. Every single one. Well, Dumoulin had the same exact game tonight. So where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? The second goal was all on Brian Dumoulin. And yet, I still people are like, oh, well, Letang didn't help. Shut the fuck up. Bro, it's okay. Brian Dumoulin's a good player. No one's saying he's bad. But he made 2 mistakes tonight to lead the goals. To help lead the goals. The second one was on him. It's okay to blame him. I know. You hate Chris Letang. You hate him. You hate his hair. You hate his French. You hate everything about him. But guess what? You can't blame him. The second goal was on Brian Dumoulin. It's okay to admit that. Just like it's okay to admit that Tristan Jarry blew this fucking game. I know, your narratives. We all have to protect our narrative. Listen, I've been wrong about a lot of shit this series. And I've said that. It's okay to admit you're wrong. Blaming Brian Dumoulin's not going to do anything. We just want to be objective. That's why I like making content, is because I want to be objective about this shit. Only good thing about this series is Game 7's at home. I don't even know if that's a good thing. Is it? I have a bad experience with home Game 7s. Going back to childhood. Florida Panthers. New York Islanders. Montreal Canadiens in 2010. I mean, since console and / PPG's been there, it's been a little kinder. Tampa Bay, Ottawa. Here's the thing. I gotta be honest. I don't think they're gonna win Game 6. And I am usually very optimistic. But I don't think they're gonna win Game 6. I think this game broke this team. I really do. They could. I mean, they just weren't supposed to lose tonight, dude. They weren't supposed to lose tonight. Hoping for a repeat of 2016, lose Game 5 at home, but come back and win the series. I mean, they're the better team. Here's the thing. The Penguins are the better team. They are the more talented team, and they proved that tonight. They lost because their goaltender can't make a key save. He gave them the game. And if I'm the Penguins, if I'm playing on that team, I mean, anyone that's played hockey, if you've ever played organized hockey, whether it's deck, roller, or like adult league, beer league, or even maybe you played it in like, you know, college and stuff like that. You know, I played, I'd say, very competitive adult league hockey. If you replicate what took place tonight, where you're out shooting and out possessing a team, out scoring, chancing a team, and you lose the next game, you do. I mean, mentally, we're humans. You start to lose faith in your goaltender. It's human nature. You start to go, we can't give up a goddamn scoring chance because the puck's going to go in the net. And that's a real thing. And I know some of those guys on that team were thinking that. I mean, Tristan, listen, here's the thing. I'm not trying to shit on Tristan Jarry personally, because for all I know, he's a great guy, and I know I'm rooting for him, obviously. But you go in that locker room tonight, I wouldn't want to be Tristan Jarry. I just wouldn't want to be him, man. I mean, you go in there, and he probably went in there and was like, that's on me. That's on me, guys. And that's it. It is what it is, but you know, Jarry made plays that made me say for the first time since he left I miss Fleury. Never truly felt the way with Murray. No, that's the thing. If you go back and watch those postseasons from 16 and 17, even Matt Murray being a rookie, he had this calmness about him that I think the team fed off of. Right now, this is 2012 Fleury. And I don't want to say he's not that bad, but this is the closest thing we've had to Fleury. I mean, even last year with Murray, I mean, every time that puck gets in that danger area, you go, oh shit. And, you know, because here's the thing, the Pens are going, okay, what can we do to win? You outshot them by almost half. You outscore, you know, the high danger scoring chances tonight. Let's see what the high danger scoring chances were total. We have that here, right? Let's go. Hold on. Let's go back. High danger. 14-4. The Penguins had 14 high danger chances. The Islanders had 4. I mean, that's absurd, dude. To lose like that, that's absurd. Jerry single-handedly lost them the game. No other way to put it. I really think Hextall needs to look at goalies this offseason. I think Jari is proving he ain't it. Yeah. So it's funny because we had Josh Yohe from The Athletic way back in August, right? Way back in August, like when we first started putting this channel together. And I asked Josh, I said, how do you feel about going into the season with Casey DeSmith and Tristan Jarry in net? And Josh said that he felt confident, and he said, the Penguins felt confident. But here's the thing. Jim Rutherford's not here anymore. Ron Hextall has no emotional connection to Tristan Jarry. He didn't pick Tristan Jarry to be his number one goalie, and he didn't pick Casey DeSmith to be his backup. If I was a betting man, and I am, if I was a betting man, I would say there's very good odds that this team is going to acquire a veteran goaltender. Now, I'm not giving up on Tristan Jarry. I want to preference that. I want to say that I'm not giving up on him. But I felt before this season started that they should have went out and got a veteran backup. One of the easiest, it's like running backs in the NFL. One of the easiest things you can do, the Dallas Stars proved it last year with Hudobin. And you can look around the league. There's plenty. Look at Cam Talbot. Like, you can go out and get a competent veteran backup goalie. And I think nowadays in the modern NHL, you need 2 goalies. As great as Marc-Andre Fleury is playing right now, don't forget that the Vegas Golden Knights went out and got Robin Leonard. I mean, they had a franchise goalie and still felt the need to go out and get a guy that's good enough to be a number 1 goalie, and it paid off last year because as great as Fleury is right now, he was not good last year. Robin Leonard took his job. I think nowadays you need that 1A, 1B. I mean, there might be a few exceptions in the league, but I think in the modern NHL, you need 2 goalies. I really don't like that we gave up on Murray so quick. Listen, I was a Matt Murray stan. People called me a Matt Murray fanboy. I think they made the right call there. I mean, Ottawa gave him if they would have gave Matt Murray $6 million, my God. I mean, there was nothing they could do there, really. He outpriced him. And I think Matt Murray needed to get away from Pittsburgh. If you remember, a lot of fans were nasty to him. I think he needed to get away. I will say that I think Matt Murray, maybe not next year because Ottawa's not really a good team, but I think you'll see Matt Murray become at least an average goalie again, if not an above average goalie. I'm not giving up on Matt Murray, just the same way I'm not giving up on Tristan Jarry. These young goalies, we saw it with Marc-Andre Fleury when he was here. Ups and downs, and that's why I didn't want to go into the season going, it's Jarry or nothing. I thought that was a terrible idea, and I think it's showing because what are you going to do? You're going to put Legacy and net in there? No. It's you made your decision. They put themselves in this position. It's Tristan Jarry, and we're living and dying off that. If King Henrik was a couple years, yeah. If we go, I mean, we can go to Cap. We can go to Cap Friendly and look. We can go. Let's take a look at next year. I feel like they already lost a series at this point, huh? I'll just name Pens. And as you can see, I just want to see who's out there. So let's sign a UFA goalie, right? Goalie. Let's look at save percentage. Philip Grabauer. I mean, he's going to be expensive. Peter Mrazek. I wouldn't hate that idea. Tuukka Rask, never going to be able to afford him. Laurent Brossoit. That's not a bad one. Mike Smith, hell no. Chris Driger from the Panthers. Again, this is how easy it is. Half of these guys are going to be like $2.5 to $4 million. Bring them in, and, you know, if Jari starts faltering, then you have a veteran that is ready to step in. Peter Mrazek, perfect example. Yarzov Halak. God, it'd be nice to have him for once instead of, you know, someone else having him. Our problem is our cap situation. We couldn't afford Mooring. Can't afford another goalie, that a veteran backup goalie for a little more stability. Jari has to be the guy going forward. Maybe a trade for Kumper. Yeah, you're on. Darcy Kumper is another one. Ron Hextall is going to get a goalie. And Ron Hextall, if you guys aren't aware, one of the big reasons why he was out in Philly was because of the way he handled Carter Hart. I guarantee you that Ron Hextall is going to closely monitor the goalie situation, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't trade for a goalie to compete with Jari. I wouldn't even be surprised if he'd bring someone in there to replace him. Especially if Jari doesn't have a great game 6, then I think I think that would open up a lot of options. I really do. Let's see here. What was his deal with Hart? Did he want to give him more time in the AHL? Yeah. So I had a Flyers blogger on my show about right around the time that Hextall was brought in. Mikey OB from Flyers from a Flyers blog, and he had said that one of the reasons that, you know, the Flyers ownership wasn't happy with Ron Hextall was his mismanagement of Carter Hart. He was doing what the Pittsburgh Pirates do with their prospects, which is keep them down there as long as possible. And he kept bringing in veteran. Going off his track record, I can promise you that there is going to be a familiar veteran goalie name coming to the Penguins next season, whether they win this series or not. Absolute trash. Agreed, Tony P. Agreed. I agree that Tristan Jari is absolute trash for sure. Yeah, I'm looking at this goalie list, and I would be happy with any of these names. I just think it's nice to have a veteran backup, a quality backup goaltender, especially when you have a young guy like Jari and you know, when they had Matt Murray before, because like I said, hey, listen, all goalies go through ups and downs. There's very few goalies, like Vasilevsky is like the exception to the rule, that these goalies don't have these huge peaks and valleys. Marc-Andre Fleury had a .905 save percentage last year. Right now he's playing at a Conn Smythe level. That's a big disparaging, you know, gap in play. I like having a quality backup veteran that, you know, Tristan Jari has a bad game. Okay, now we're going to Yarzov Halak. Now we're going to Peter Mrazek for a couple games, and the team and the fans can feel like, we're good. You know, Casey DeSmith doesn't give me that feeling. He had some stretches, but I don't think he's what I would consider a quality backup. I'm done arguing. So glad we traded a 2-time Stanley Cup champion for a first half All-Star. Thank you. There were years that Fleury was being crucified. I mean, there were years where Fleury deserved to be crucified. This goal, you know what this goal reminded me of tonight? This goal reminded me of the game-winning goal the Blue Jackets had to tie the series up in 2013. That's what this goal reminded me of. If, in fact, here, let me see. Fleury mishandles. Here we go. I think this is it, right? Let's see here. Yeah, I think this is it. Oh no, this is a different one, but that was a bad goal too. I think you guys know which one I'm talking about. I can't find it at the moment, but Fleury deserved. What I'm saying about Tristan Jarry tonight is what I said about Marc-Andre Fleury in 2012 and 2013. These goalies make or break your games. The Penguins were the better team tonight, and they lost. That's on the goalie. And it happens. Hopefully Tristan Jarry responds well. Game 1, he was bad. Game 2, he was great. But it makes it really hard to win the series. If you look at these teams on paper, there's no reason why the Penguins should be losing the series. Tristan Jarry lost me after that 6-0 lead into the third period versus Devils, and he still tried to go for an empty netter after he imploded in Game 7. It was the same game, but this time, yeah. What's up, Dave? Thanks for joining, bud. What's up, Dave? Yeah, and like I said, the thing about, and again, look, going back to my argument about why you need two goalies is 2017 when they had Fleury and Murray. Marc-Andre Fleury was fantastic the first two series, right? He was fantastic. I mean, they probably don't win that Washington series if he doesn't play as well as he did. But then he faltered, right? In Ottawa, he was you could see it. There was a 5-game trend where his save percentage went down big time. And then they threw Murray in and it paid off. I think nowadays in the modern NHL, it doesn't have to be a tandem, but I think the days of having the unanimous number one starting goaltender are going to be super rare, just like with running backs in the NFL. I think you need to have another guy that's the gap between one. It's like 1A, 1B. You need to have a guy that you can go, you know what, we're going to go with him next game. Right now, the Penguins don't have that. They put all their eggs in the Tristan Jarry basket, and it's fucking backfiring. If DeSmith was healthy, do you think he would start Game 6? Because I don't think we can throw Legacy in there. No. I think that this team is like, we're living and dying with Tristan Jarry. And like I said, I mean, he did respond well in Game 2, but this is 2 games, this series, where he literally was probably the biggest reason why they lost the game. Unbelievable bad individual error. Utendi can't be the supreme cause of 2 out of 3 losses in the playoffs. Absolutely, and we've been here before, man. We've been here before. I'm tired of it. I mean, we're going to look back on Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin's careers, and we're going to go, if they would have had competent goaltending, they probably would have won more than 3 Stanley Cups. Or at least played in some more conference finals and Stanley Cup finals. At the very least. 2012, 2013, 2018, 2000, and this year alone, they lost primarily because they did not have competent goaltending. That's sad as fuck. And 2010 as well. Fleury wasn't very good against Montreal that year. My Razor Ramon curl is looking good. 2013, they scored 2 goals in 4 games against Boston. Well, that, if you remember, that was Thomas Vokoun was in that series. That one was a nightmare. That's, to me, that series was a nightmare because if you go back, they really didn't play that bad against the Bruins. Tuukka Rask played, I mean, some of the best in single series goaltending you'll ever see, and also puck luck was that tonight's game was like that series where it felt like they were throwing everything they fucking could at Rask, and same tonight with Sorokin, and it just wouldn't go in. Sometimes it happens like that, man. Hockey's a fucking frustrating sport. For any of us that have ever played any kind of organized hockey, deck hockey, adult league, it's tough, man. Sometimes sometimes that puck just doesn't go in. I mean, look at Jake Gensel. Jake Gensel is playing his ass off, and he just can't buy a goal. And sometimes that's how it goes. Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that about Dan Bylsma. They should have got rid of him. They held on to him way too long. Too bad Oilers don't have a good goalie prospect. Jari to the Oilers would make a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, the Penguins are in the same boat to me as the Oilers. They need a goalie. And I tell you what, man, these playoffs are going to be tough. Because if Fleury keeps playing the way he does, I mean, woo! There's going to be people messaging me like Dave saying, oh, I should have kept Fleury. But I don't agree with that, and I'm actually going to make a video about that later on. But they definitely need to bring in another goalie. And also, I want to go on tonight, again, like, the Letang bashing tonight was, like, tonight. How can you watch that game tonight and come away with, like, Letang sucks? I don't get it, man. Someone explain it to me. I know Brian Dumoulin's one of these low risk, good. I would consider Brian Dumoulin actually a elite level defensive defenseman. I consider him that good. But tonight, if Chris Letang had the same exact game that Brian Dumoulin played tonight, you would see articles and blogs and tweets about how they need to get rid of this fucking guy. And I don't feel that way about Brian Dumoulin. I just hate the hypocrisy. It's okay to blame someone other than Chris Letang sometimes. And tonight, Brian Dumoulin, to me, if we're listing guys of the reasons they lost, Tristan Jarry is number one unanimously. Number two is Brian Dumoulin, man. He was single-handedly responsible for the second goal, and he played his hand in the first goal. Even in beer league, you don't pass in the middle. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just terrible. Dumo got turned bad for that tying goal. NBC tried to make it like it was a good Islanders forecheck. Was all Dumo for me. Absolutely. Here, we can probably go watch it real quick, actually. Let me see. If I remember the play, Letang was to his left. Let me see if we can watch the second goal. I'll bring it up. Of course, we gotta watch a fucking ad.
Dude, are you gonna pay for this? Sam Adams.
Letang played great tonight. Letang and Dumoulin are among the best defensive pairings in the league in Penguins history. Yeah, Penn's Chronicles. Fuck him. I thought Letang was great tonight, and I'm not saying that as just a Letang homer. I thought he was great. I'm talking about great. Here it is right here. So let's watch this. I'll try to pause it so that we can get a look from behind. I mean, their forecheck played a part, but again, I think it's just coming down to people don't want to criticize Brian Dumoulin. All right, so let's pause it right here. So Letang's right here. Actually, let's go in. All he had to do right here was backhand at the Letang. Yeah, that's just a turnover. That's a turnover, dude, all day. That's on Dumo. If Letang makes that same play, we never fucking hear the end of it. Ever. Yeah. No. I mean, here's the thing about Brian Dumoulin. The one thing I'll say about, like, not beating him up too bad is that Brian Dumoulin's probably not going to have this game again. So that's probably why people don't want to harp on him, oh, Brian Dumoulin, fuck him, he was bad tonight, is because, game 6, Brian Dumoulin's probably not going to make those same mistakes. I understand that. I just wish that we would all treat players the way that, objectively. Letang was objectively great tonight, Dumoulin was not. It was the other way around last game. And that's fine. Why can't we just fucking say that? It has to be this, like, anti-Letang camp or pro-Letang. I called Letang out last game. When he shoved his guy into the net, I said, you're a fucking retard for that. I'm probably going to get suspended from YouTube for calling people retards. But, yeah, I mean, just be objective. That's all I want. Just like Tristan Jarry, again, it's okay to blame the goalie. Even that first goal was soft. And the third goal, I mean, he blew it. Going forward, I don't think they're going to win game 6. I know people don't want to hear that. I think tonight was the nail, man. And I don't think they can I don't think they're going to win back-to-back games. What have they done to show you that they're going to win back-to-back games besides winning back-to-back games? I got a bad feeling about game 6 because in Nassau is just one of those buildings the Penguins suck in. The crowd seems to get to them. Ever notice that anti-Letang folks are generally missing a lot of hair or teeth? The thing, I don't know. I'm gonna make a video about the Chris Letang fan, the anti-Letang crowd, because I don't know exactly why. Like, did he ever do anything to people to make besides score the game-winning goal that won them their 5th Stanley Cup? What did he do? Personally, I don't get it. I usually, like, if I'm talking hockey to somebody, if I'm out somewhere and I'm talking hockey to them, the minute we bring up someone like a Chris Letang or any defenseman that is like good offensively, and they start saying, yeah, that guy sucks at defense, I kind of just kindly leave the conversation, because I'm not gonna sit there. It's like arguing with like flat earthers, like anti-science people. Like, I know that this data that I have in front of me, I know that this isn't the end all be all, but it is more objective, and I'm gonna go off of this stuff right here on my screen before I go off of your eye test, and that includes my own. Because we all have biases. We all have biases. Including me. They aren't winning game 6. Undertaker gonna chokeslam them out of the playoffs. Paul Bear gonna ring that if I'm a betting man, which I am, they're not gonna win game 6. They're not gonna win game 6. And I'll even put it further. If they lose the series, I would rather them lose game 6. Because if they win that goddamn game 6 and then come back and lose game 7 at home, to me, that's even got worse. Where are Jake and Rust? I mean, I thought they played great tonight. Jake Gensel had... Let me see here. Jake Gensel had... Brian Rust had 6 shots, 5-on-5. And Jake... Where the hell is Jake at? He really didn't have that many shots? I know he had that one big scoring chance where he swooped in on his off wing. Okay, so he had 2 shots. And they had 2, 3. I mean, bro, they had Crosby and Gensel, Crosby, and Rust had 5 high danger scoring chances combined. Like I said, a lot of it was luck. So as good as Sorokin played tonight, he had some shots that missed the net by this much, and also there was a couple ones they were pointing out like he did not make the save. Like he did not knowingly make the save. He just got lucky. A lot of it was luck, and luck plays a way bigger part in hockey than most people want to, because I think. Some people feel like luck, like saying luck plays a part. People feel like that's a cop-out. Oh, yeah, you're just making excuses. No, bro. That puck luck was real tonight. They fucking had almost 50 shots on net. And a lot of those shots just trickled by or just trickled through the crease. It plays a part in it. That's what makes hockey, to me, that's what makes hockey fair, though, is that luck works both ways. And, a lot of it's effort, and then sometimes you're rewarded for your effort, and sometimes you're not. It makes it frustrating, but to me, it kind of makes hockey, like, romantic, like, if we're being for real. Thanks, Jerobi, for tuning in. Yeah, the kiddo and I are great. I get the kiddo tomorrow, and then I'm also taking my son to Kennywood next week, so, yeah, we're all good, man. I appreciate it. Let me see here. Besides Jari, what haunted me the most was Zucker passing rather than shooting up when the Pens were up 2-1. So I actually took a a screenshot of that. I'm going to go here soon. We'll wrap up in about 5 minutes, but I'll answer any comments or questions right here. This is, I think I got a picture of it right here, right? Let me see. Oh yeah, right here. Look at this shit, man. How do you not score there? And actually, I wish I had the replay, because what he ends up doing is he ends up actually swooping out here to the left, and for some reason he didn't shoot, even though Sorokin was down in the butterfly, and he tried to feed it back to Malkin. The one thing the Penguins star players and just the culture is that they just are unselfish, but like in a bad way. It's okay to shoot this puck, dude. Even if you don't score, if he just gets this puck in this area right here, your chances of something good happening are drastically high. But what he ends up doing is he ends up swooping to the left and he throws it back here. Why would you do that? That's like, you know what I'm saying? It just, and Zucker has been very frustrating, because there are times where you can see the skill. You can see why they went out and were like, yeah, let's get this guy. His hands are generally very good. He hesitates a lot. I think that's probably a confidence thing. When you've only scored 2 goals in the last 15 games, your confidence is probably pretty low. That's probably why. But yeah, you got to score that goal, man. Biggest missed opportunity was in the first, when they had them hammered in for a few minutes and couldn't get it in. And that's Penguins, man. The longer this game went on and the Penguins weren't up by multiple goals, I knew it was going to be bad. Because this is the kind of team, if you get up 3-1, well, I mean, the Islanders came back from 2 goals before, but generally, when you get up on a team like the Islanders, 3-1, 4-2, stuff like that, they don't have a very big chance of coming back, because they just don't have the offensive ability to do that. You're right, man. The first 10 minutes, the Penguins, they came out flying, and I want to let everybody know that, I'm happy with their effort tonight. They lost as the team. I thought they played brilliant. I thought Brandon Tanev, and we're going to talk about this on the podcast this week, I thought Brandon Tanev, I mean, I'm not trying to make it more than it is. He's a hockey player, but in terms of sports, I thought his effort, he had me wanting to go out there, man. He set the tone, his speed, he was fucking hitting everything that moves, but in a good way. In a good way. He was hitting guys and getting them off the puck. He had a couple scoring chances. Brandon Tanev, again, yesterday I said I would play him in the top 6. What the fuck do you have to lose? It's not like the top 6 is pouring in goals. Their effort was brilliant tonight. They just got unlucky. Should we consider Zucker with Sid? They're not going to do it. I mean, we have said that multiple times, that Zucker and Zucker fits Crosby's style way more than with Gino. And when Zucker was with Crosby, we can go back and look at the data, and it was very good. It was very good. But they're not going to do it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I wanted Jeff Carter with Sid. I thought Jeff Carter would complement Crosby and Gensel perfectly. All right. Oh, how are you? I'm here. Hey, thanks, Brandon, for coming in, man. We appreciate it. Sucks we have to be here after a loss, but we are here. We appreciate you coming to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, I think. I appreciate everyone stopping through. We probably had more people than I thought we were going to have. I got a new video coming out Wednesday. And then Thursday, Taylor Haas from DK on Pittsburgh Sports is going to join us. Danny from Penn's blog is scheduled to be on the podcast. Wes Crosby from the Penguins Network is scheduled to be on the podcast. I still have to do this Tanev shirt giveaway. I'm probably going to do that. I don't feel like doing it tonight. I got everybody's name in there. I'll do it on Wednesday. And then I might do another giveaway. I'm not going to be banned from Facebook, so maybe I'll do it on Facebook this week. But make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everything. Anytime you guys come in here, you see I'll read all the comments and questions. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here, man. So you guys have a good night. Again, sucks they lost. And if you guys ever, if we do this again, I really appreciate you guys coming on. So we'll see you out there.